Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I could really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now.
Yeah, I could use a dream or a genie or a wish to go back to a place much simpler than this. Cause after all the partying and smashing and crashing, and all the glitz and the glam and the fashion, and all the pandemonium and all the madness, there comes a time where you fade to the blackness. And when you're staring at that phone in your lap, and you hoping but them people never call you back. But that's just how the story unfolds. You get another hand soon after you fold. And when your plans unravel in the sand, what would you wish for if you had one chance? So we're playing.
Alright. It's 1928, the Jazz Age. Innovation and advancement was everywhere. Fashions, music, household appliances, electronics, and new models of transport. We're changing the lives of everyday people the world over. The aeroplane was about 25 years old and still rather primitive, yet two Australians showed the world that air travel had held infinite possibilities for people across continents. These two men were Charles Kingsford Smith and find an aircraft and aimed at the Southern Cross. They left off the coast of California in May 1928, right about there, and first stop was Hawaii.
So stop it?
Scroll down.
Oh, scroll down.
Yeah.
Are we ready for takeoff on this glorious day? We should touch down in Sydney tomorrow afternoon. Amazing, huh?
Yeah. That is if we survive. The tailwinds are terrible this time of year, but our sponsors will be glad if we make it. Hundreds of thousands of people will be in Brisbane to see us on our arrival.
Where's our first stop?
Hawaii. It'll take us about 27 hours to get there.
Wow, but by about 2013 we can do the flight in just a few hours.
Yes, 5.5 hours actually. But to us, in 1928, we have to prove that air flight is safe and a transport option for the future. It is already important for Australia to be less isolated. Someone has to take the risk and do this, and that's us.
And what about after Hawaii? Sure, we'll be heading for Brisbane after that.
No, mate, we need to go to Fiji before we can be in any position to make Australia.
Crikey, how long does it take to get from Fiji from Hawaii?
About 34 hours. And in 2013 it'd take about 7 hours. And before you ask, the flight from Fiji to Brisbane will take us 20 hours, and in 2013 it would just take 4.
It will be amazing to see the advancement in flight, but for now we have to stick with the technology we have.
The flight was very successful, with no real incidents. The Southern Cross and crew was met by a large crowd of 26,000 people in Brisbane Airport, so Charles Kingsford Smith went on to make the first non-stop flight across Australia, and then die
One chance, so airplane, sorry I'm late. I'm on my way, so don't close that gate. If I don't make that, then I switch my flight, and I'll be right back at it by the end of the night.
That airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars. I can really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now. Can we pretend that airplanes in the night sky like shooting stars? I can really use a wish right now, wish right now, wish right now.
Yeah, somebody take me back to the days before this was trying to get a tip at Subway. And back when I was rapping for the hell of it. But nowadays we rapping to stay relevant. I'm guessing that if we can make some wishes out of airplanes, then maybe, yo, maybe I'll go back to the days before the politics that we call the rap game.